What is up, guys? Adrian here from Losh TV, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be giving you another haunted house commentary. This time it's going to be for Stranger Things 2. We did the first one last week. If you haven't checked that out, go ahead and do so. Again, this is going to be a video that won't be monetized, so it's just going to be for your viewing pleasure. So, let's have some fun, dive into Stranger Things 2, and well, let's talk about it a little bit too, because it was a fun house, but there were some things that a lot of people didn't like, me included, so let's talk about it. Okay, so fair warning here, last time I did this, I don't think the green screen worked that well, but we're just testing this out. So, let's get into it. Shout out to Theme Park HD for putting this walkthrough out. Real talk. So, Stranger Things 2 was such a hyped house, and I mean such a hyped house. Like, it was cool, you walked in through the high school, like, you kind of walk in where the house ended, which was really nice to see. So you're walking into seeing a live actor with a Demogorgon. So, very cool, just straight off the bat. The moment you get away from that Demogorgon, you start to see 11 again, and then you get into the whole, what I like to call like the prelude or the entrance to Stranger Things. So you kind of just see a bunch of like gaming, like vessels, or arcade machines is better what they're called. And you see the Stranger Things logo on all of them, and ahead of you, you see Will and a Mind Flare. So, very cool. Very cool so far. And then away from the Mind Flare, you start to see Will throwing up in the, like, sink, throwing out the gunk that's in his mouth. If you remember the show, you know that's because he's been, like, possessed by a Demogorgon. And then you go right into the next scene, and you see Dustin with Dart, well, Dustin coming in with the gear, and Dart has eaten the cat already. And the one thing I really do remember, like, really heavy about this house is that first time you walk into the Upside Down, it's just pitch black. And then you have Hopper just come out with the flashlight. Honestly, the first time Hopper came out, he scared the living poop out of me. So, yeah, there was that. And then there was a lot of decent scares in this hallway. It was very calm, but it was very cool to see nonetheless. This was the first time that we saw our Demodogs as a scare, so very nice. And then a very cool thing was walking through the bus. Now, they have used this more recently, but it was cool to see that they had a Demogorgon above the bus, just coming down, and it was like Dustin, you hear him saying, yeah, we're gonna die. And now you start to walk into Hawkins' lab, in which you see a bunch of security monitors, as well as you start to notice some things aren't right. Some things are getting worse. This is actually the hospital as well. And they brought back the same sound effect that they had from the first house in the very first hallway. So, nice little callback. RIP to the person getting eaten by Demogorgons on the floor. Little Demodogs eating them up. Very tough. And now we walk into the big reveal of this house, and that is the giant gate that 11 closes at the end of season 2. So it is very nice to see, and honestly, it seems as if this is the end of the house. But then remember, you're going from season 2 into season 3. Of course, we see 11, and then we see Billy, and we start to see flashes of what's to come. You see Billy's possessed by the Mind Flayer, and he's starting to go after everything here. And you start to see that glob monster show up, which honestly was one of the weirdest things ever. It's a little bit later in the house, but that thing was gross. Like, nasty gross. And it's right here, right in the hospital scene. You hear it, you see it. Disgusting. Gross. And this was honestly a really cool scene. It was the Will's exorcism room, and it had the whole cabin. It had 11 trying to get the Demogorgon. Not the Demogorgon, the Mind Flayer. My brain isn't working properly, but it was one of the coolest scenes in this whole house. And now we are truly in season 3, in which we have the mirror maze from the show. And honestly, I wish we had more of season 3, but this is the end of the house here with the massive puppeted Mind Flayer. So cool. It was cool to see the Scoops Ahoy sign, the Scarcourt Mall, everything all together. It was a perfect blend. And honestly, the house was really well done. I just wish we would have gotten a little bit more. But yeah, solid house. Oh, and I can't forget, there's a Demogorgon jump scare at the very end. A final scare, per se. And well, that's that for Stranger Things 2. Yes, it was a very fun house. However, there were some scenes that we did not really get fully fledged like we should have. So basically, we were expecting 2 and 3, which is what we were told we were getting. But in reality, the entire house was Stranger Things 2, and then the end was kind of just Stranger Things 3 thrown in there. Yes, we got to see a giant mind flayer, and it was amazing. It was beautiful, and it was kind of scary too. But in reality, the best portions of this house were towards the end when we got towards Stranger Things 3. Stranger Things 2, in my opinion, wasn't as strong as the first one, but it was a good haunted house nonetheless. So, if you guys did enjoy this video, please let me know down below, and give it a thumbs up. Also, while you're down there in the comment section, let us know, did you prefer Stranger Things 1 or Stranger Things 2? Which house did you like better? And do you think Stranger Things 4 is going to be better than those first two? Let us know, and we'll talk about it soon. So, all that together, subscribe if you guys already haven't done so, and stay excellent, my